Imagine finding an old 1977 penny in your pocket and realizing it's worth over $1 million. Face screaming in fear sounds unbelievable, right? But some of these ordinary-looking coins have turned people into overnight millionaires. Let's uncover the shocking truth behind the 1977 Lincoln penny. Have you ever checked those old coins lying in your drawer or piggy bank? Most of us don't even think twice before spending a penny. But what if I told you, one of those simple 1977 Lincoln pennies could change your life forever? The 1977 Lincoln 1-cent coin, yes, the one with Abraham Lincoln's face on the front, looks completely ordinary. But here's the twist. Some of these pennies aren't ordinary at all. They hide minting errors, rare variations, and unique features that can make them worth thousands, even millions of dollars. Let's start from the beginning. In 1977, the U.S. Mint produced millions of Lincoln pennies. Most were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, and they were minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But a few coins came out with mistakes, the kind of mistakes that collectors dream about. For example, some 1977 pennies were struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning they were made using the wrong type of metal disc. Others had double die errors, where the design was accidentally stamped twice, causing Lincoln's face, the date, or the word, Liberty, to appear slightly doubled. Now here's where it gets exciting. One of these 1977 error pennies was sold for over $1.20 million at a private auction. Collision: why so much? Because rarity plus condition equals value. Coin collectors around the world go crazy for rare error coins, and the 1977 penny is one of those rare gems. So, how can you find out if your penny is special? Grab a magnifying glass and take a closer look. Check for backhand index pointing right, a double die on the date, 1977, or the word, Liberty. Backhand index pointing right, a missing mint mark under the date. That means it was minted in Philadelphia. Backhand index pointing right, or a lighter color and weight, which could mean it was struck on the wrong metal. If you have one of these, congratulations. You might be holding a coin worth hundreds of thousands, or even millions. And even if it's not an error coin, a 1977 penny in perfect uncirculated condition can still fetch you hundreds of dollars from collectors. It's crazy to think a coin worth just 1 cent when it was made, now selling for over $1 million. It's like holding a tiny piece of hidden treasure that most people never even notice. So next time you get change from a store or find old coins at home, don't ignore that 1977 penny. You never know, your ordinary coin could be the one that makes you rich overnight. Money bag sparkles. Imagine finding a simple 1-cent coin, just a penny, in your pocket change, and discovering it's worth $1.7 million. Flush face sounds like a dream, right? But it's true. Somewhere out there, a rare 2022 Lincoln penny is making ordinary people rich overnight. And today, I'll tell you exactly why this coin is so special, how to spot it, and what makes it worth a fortune. So stay tuned, because your next penny might just change your life. The year was 2022. Millions of Lincoln pennies were minted and released into circulation, just like every other year. But hidden among them were a few mysterious coins that turned the coin world upside down. At first glance, the 2022 Lincoln penny looks ordinary: shiny copper color, Abraham Lincoln's portrait, and the words "In God We Trust." But beneath that familiar face lies a secret that could make you a millionaire. Money bag now. Let's go deep into the story of this rare coin. In 2022, the U.S. Mint used advanced minting machines to produce billions of coins. But during one particular production run, a rare mint error occurred. Some pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they were accidentally printed on a metal disc meant for another coin, like a dime or nickel. This small mistake changed everything. These rare error pennies weigh slightly less than normal ones, have a brighter tone, and their edges look a little different. Some even show doubled letters in words like Liberty or I in God We Trust. Collectors call this the 2022 Lincoln Penny Error variety, and it has become one of the most talked about modern coins in the US. One such penny was discovered by a lucky collector who had no idea what he was holding. He found it in his regular pocket change, just like you might find one after buying groceries or paying for gas. He sent it for grading to the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, and the result shocked everyone. The coin was verified as a rare 2022 mint error, perfectly preserved in uncirculated condition. When it went to auction, the bidding went crazy, and it finally sold for an unbelievable $1.7 million. Yes, a 1-cent coin, sold for more than a luxury house. Now, let's talk about how you can identify if your 2022 penny is worth a fortune. Here's what to look for. 1. Check the weight. A normal Lincoln penny weighs about 2.5 grams. If yours is slightly lighter or heavier, that's a big clue. 2. Examine the surface. Any doubling in the letters or numbers, especially 2022 or Liberty, could mean you've got a rare error. 3. Look for color differences. Some error coins appear more silver or gold toned due to wrong metal use. 4. Mint mark. Whether it's a D, Denver, P, Philadelphia, or no mint mark at all, each variation could hold unique value depending on the error type. And remember, condition matters a lot. Even a small scratch can reduce value, while a clean, shiny penny could fetch thousands, or even millions, from the right collector or auction.so. Next time you get change from a store, don't ignore that penny. Take a closer look. That tiny coin in your hand might be your $1,000,000 ticket. It's amazing how something so small can hold such huge value. A reminder that even the simplest things in life can hide incredible surprises. Who knows? Maybe your next penny could make you the next millionaire story the world talks about. If you enjoyed this story and want to discover more hidden treasures in your pocket change, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell icon because every day we reveal coins that could make you rich overnight. This is your friend, signing off, and remember, always check your change, because your fortune might already be in your wallet. Dollar banknote sparkles. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket and realizing it's worth more than a luxury mansion. Dollar banknote flush face. Yes, a 2016 Lincoln penny, just 1 cent, has shocked the world by selling for over $6.6 million. Stay with me, because today we're diving into the story behind this life-changing coin that could still be hiding in your change jar right now. Studio microphone. Let's rewind to the year 2016. A year like any other for most people, but for coin collectors, something extraordinary was about to happen. The 2016 Lincoln penny, minted in Denver, looked completely normal. It had the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln on the front, and the Union shield on the back, just like millions of others made that year. But here's the twist. Among those ordinary coins, a few rare errors slipped through the minting machines, and that's what made them worth millions of dollars. Now, what kind of errors are we talking about? Some of these 2016 pennies were struck with double dies, off-center designs, or even had metal composition mistakes, where a few were accidentally made with the wrong alloy used in older coins. To an untrained eye, it looked like a simple 1-cent piece, but to expert collectors, it was a golden ticket. Sparkles. One of these rare error 2016 pennies was discovered by a coin collector in Colorado, inside a handful of change from a local store. At first, he didn't think much of it. The coin had a slightly odd shine, and Lincoln's date looked a little thicker than usual. But when he took it to be appraised, the expert's jaws dropped. Under magnification, the minting errors were confirmed, and the penny was graded as a mint state error coin with extremely high rarity. When it went to auction, it sold for an unbelievable $6.6 million. Face screaming in fear. Money bag. That's right, 1 penny, from 2016 changed someone's life forever. And here's the crazy part. There could still be more out there. Most people never check their coins carefully. They spend or toss them without realizing a small imperfection could be worth a lifetime fortune. So, how can you tell if your 2016 D penny might be valuable? Look closely at 1. The D mint mark. Make sure it's clear and not double. 2. The date 2016. Any doubling, blurring, or thicker digits could mean an error. 3. The shield lines on the back. Misalignments or missing lines are a strong sign of a minting mistake. If you find one that looks unusual, don't spend it. Gritting face with sweat instead. Keep it safe and have it graded by PCGS or NGC, the top professional coin grading services. Studio microphone. So next time you find a penny, don't ignore it. That tiny coin could be your biggest blessing in disguise. Gemstone, if you love discovering rare coins that can make you rich, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon because every day we uncover coins that could change your life forever. Imagine finding a simple 1-cent coin in your pocket, but that single penny turns out to be worth over $1.5 million. Face screaming in fear sounds crazy, right? Well, today we're diving deep into the incredible story of the 1982 Lincoln penny, a coin that looks totally normal, yet can make you a millionaire overnight. You see, the year 1982 was a big turning point in the history of U.S. coins, especially the Lincoln penny. Before 1982, pennies were made mostly of 95% copper, but due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint decided to change the composition to a cheaper metal, zinc coated with copper. Now here's where things get interesting. During this transition, some rare pennies were accidentally struck on the old copper planchets instead of the new zinc ones. That tiny minting mistake created one of the most valuable modern pennies in U.S. history, the 1982 copper penny. There were actually 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny. Some small date, some large date, and from different mints like Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark. But among all of them, one variety became legendary. The 1982 D small date copper penny. Only a few of these were ever made by mistake, and collectors have gone absolutely crazy to find one. Now, imagine this, a coin that literally says 1 cent. Something you'd ignore on the street, is now worth over $1.5 million to the right collector. Money bag, yes, you heard that right, over $1 million for a single penny. Why? Because only a handful of them exist, and in the coin world, rarity plus demand equals treasure. Here's how you can tell if you have the $1 million version. First, look for the D mint mark right below the date. That means it was made in Denver. Second, check the date carefully. If it's the small date version, you're halfway there. And the most important step, weigh it. Balance scale, if your 1982 D penny weighs about 3.1 grams, congratulations. You might just be holding a solid copper coin, not the cheaper zinc version that weighs only 2.5 grams. That's the $1 million clue. Now, you might be wondering, how can something so small be worth so much? Well, it's not just the metal. It's about history, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. Each of these rare pennies tells a story of human error, a simple minting oversight that turned into a life-changing treasure. Collectors all around the world are still searching for this coin. People have found them in old jars, piggy banks, even at garage sales. And every new discovery makes headlines, because that's how powerful the 1982 penny legend has become. So next time you find a penny in your change, don't ignore it. Take a closer look, because that one small coin might be hiding $1 million secret. Imagine finding a simple 1-cent coin in your pocket and realizing it's worth over $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? Well, one lucky collector did just that. with a 1976 Lincoln penny. Today, I'll tell you how this ordinary-looking coin turned into a life-changing fortune. Back in 1976, America was celebrating its 200th year of independence, the bicentennial. Everyone was excited, fireworks lit the skies, and millions of new coins were being struck by the U.S. Mint. But among the billions of coins produced that year, one penny from Denver, marked with a small D under the date, would later shock the entire coin-collecting world. Now, at first glance, the 1976 Lincoln penny looks completely normal. It features Abraham Lincoln's profile on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing unusual. But here's where it gets fascinating. A rare batch of these coins were struck with a minting error so tiny, most people never notice it. Some of them were made on a brass planchet intended for foreign coins, giving them a slightly different color and weight. Others were struck off-center or with double die errors, making them extremely valuable to collectors. One particular 1976 penny, discovered years later in a coin collection, was found to have a unique die misalignment and doubled lettering on the reverse. When graded and authenticated by experts, it shocked everyone. The coin fetched over $1.4 million in a private auction. Money bag. And here's the best part. Many of these rare pennies are still out there in circulation today. People spend them every day without realizing what they're holding. That's why coin collectors always say, asterisk, check your change before you spend it. Asterisk. So, what should you look for? Backhand index pointing right. Flip the coin and inspect the D mint mark under the year 1976. Backhand index pointing right. Check for any doubling on the letters Liberty or In God We Trust. Backhand index pointing right. Examine the color. If it looks more golden or bronze than usual, you might be holding a coin struck on a wrong planchet. Backhand index pointing right. And finally, if the details seem slightly off-center, that's another clue. Even pennies in good condition can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, and those with perfect minting errors can reach well over $1 million. Just imagine it. You pick up a penny off the ground, thinking it's worthless, but that one coin could change your entire life. Sparkles. The 1976 Lincoln penny is proof that history hides treasure in plain sight. Every coin tells a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. So next time you get change from the store, don't rush to spend it. Take a closer look. Your next million might already be in your wallet. Money with wings. If you love discovering hidden coin treasures like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss another video, because here on this channel, we turn pocket change into gold. Imagine holding a simple 1964 Lincoln penny in your hand, something that looks totally ordinary. But what if I told you this coin could secretly be worth over $2 million? Face screaming in fear before you spend that 1-cent coin, you might want to check your change, because one of these just made a collector insanely rich. Back in 1964, the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies, over 2.6 billion to be exact. So at first glance, there's nothing rare about them, right? But here's where the story takes a wild turn. Among those billions, a few error coins slipped through the cracks. Some were struck on the wrong metal planchets, others had double die obverse, and a few were made with incredible minting mistakes that turned an ordinary cent into a collector's dream. Now here's what makes the 1964 penny special. Most 1964 Lincoln cents were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, but some rare varieties were struck on leftover steel planchets from the World War II era, or even transitional blanks meant for 1965 coins. These error coins were never supposed to exist, but somehow, a handful escaped the mint and ended up in everyday circulation. Fast forward to today, and if you happen to find one of these ultra-rare 1964 error pennies, you could be holding a fortune worth up to $2 million or more. Asterisk. In one shocking case, A collector discovered a 1964 Lincoln penny with a minting flaw that was so unique, grading experts at PCGS called it one of the rarest modern errors ever found. That single coin sold for a jaw-dropping $1.75 million at a private auction. And here's the best part. These coins still turn up in pocket change, old jars, and estate collections. Yup, people are unknowingly spending tiny treasures every single day. So what should you look for? Here's your checklist. Backhand index pointing right, check for a 1964 date with a very bold or doubled. 4. Backhand index pointing right, look closely at Lincoln's face. If the details seem thicker or doubled, it might be a double die. Backhand index pointing right, and if your penny looks unusually shiny, grayish, or has a different tone, it could be struck on the wrong metal planchet. Even a small mint mark error, like a missing or misplaced D or a weak strike, could mean the difference between 1 cent and $1 million payday. So before you toss that old penny in the tip jar or vending machine, stop, grab a magnifying glass, and inspect it carefully. Because history has proven again and again, the rarest treasures hide in plain sight. Collectors, treasure hunters, and everyday people have all found million-dollar coins without even realizing it until it was too late. And who knows, maybe your 1964 penny is the next millionaire maker. Money bag. If you love hunting for hidden treasures in your pocket change, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories and rare finds, because tomorrow's video might just reveal the next coin worth millions hiding in your wallet. Stay curious, stay lucky, and keep checking those pennies. Sparkles.